Children and screen time, a big concern and a big problem statement by parents these days. So how can you connect with your child if you are, again, if you are already used to my type of videos, you should be getting this in mind that you got to connect your child's feelings and emotions before anything that you can even speak to your child. So yes, in this era of, in this domain of video time, how do you connect with your child? How do you get to understand your child's feelings and emotions? So let me just narrate a real life story here. So yeah, you seem to be worried when the child is maybe sitting with the TV or with the television or with the videos. It's not just TV now, which can play videos. It's in every device out there in the home. There are at least 5 to 6 devices. Children are surrounded by at least 4 to 5 or 6 devices that can play videos. And maybe your child is not coming to you when you have called for the meal time, or maybe your child is not coming to you for sleep time and you are getting upset and the time is ticking and you are already tired, and then the blood is spiking up. So what can you do at that point of time? Now, sometimes what happens is your child may be sitting there and watching that movie, but your child may still not be, again, movie meaning maybe video also, any kind of whatever the child is watching, she or he is watching, right? So the child may or may not be actually interested in the entire length of that video or in the entire length of that movie. So yes, you are calling repeatedly, this kind of stamping happens, stomping of feet happens, and arguing happens, shouting happens, yelling happens, hitting happens, whatever is happening, but you should be aware of what is happening. You should be aware of what you are doing to your child. Yes, that is the first step that you can do. Now, the second step is you can get into a conversation of, okay, what is it that you like? What character is it that you like? If I mean, in general, regarding video time, I've done another video. You can just go there and check it. But here I'd like to share what is actually pulling the child or keeping the child to get glued to that screen. So yes, and no, I'm not saying this is the answer. I'm saying, how can you open up the stage with your child so that your child will give you the answer of why she's doing what she's doing. So yes, so now when you are not judging, when you are accepting, when you're acknowledging, and when you're doing all that you can do as a parent, your child feels trusted that she can come to you and share whatever is going on inside of her, right? So in terms of video time, how can this be possible in terms of screen time? So yes, maybe the child is again watching screen, not coming for sleep time, not coming for meal time. So then, yeah, it kind of repeatedly happens. You repeatedly get into a conversation of, okay, what is it that you want to do? How can we adjust the timetable? How do you want to change the timetable? Do you want to watch this at this time and then do the other thing at other time? Right? Yes, you have done lots of conversation, but still this happens. Now, all through such conversations that you have done with your child, you have established trust with your child that yes, just because your child is watching the video, she doesn't become a bad child. Just because your child is not coming to the meal time, she doesn't become a bad boy or a bad girl. So this is more important for your child to come to you and share, again, whatever is going on inside of her or him. So again, after more than 5 or 6 or maybe 10 times of conversation and trying to get her, or trying to put forward your request that this is the meal time, this is the sleep time. Yes, maybe it has happened repeatedly, but one fine day, just imagine your child will come to you and tell you, Mama, actually, I don't really want to see this movie, but I just want to know what will be the ending of this movie. That's all. I don't really want to sit here and watch the entire length of the movie. I just want to know what the ending is, right? So this happened. This happened as again, just sharing a real life story. This happened. At this stage, what happened was she got introduced to this new resource, that is Wikipedia. If you're not interested to watch the entire length of the movie, but you still want to know the story, you can just open Wikipedia, type in the movie name and read out the story. And I can help you read it out if you are not, again, just depending on the ability to read. Yes, I can help you read it out. Yes, so what happened is the child has she was curious to know the ending, but she was not much interested to sit through the length. But when you're calling the child, just because your child has to listen to you, right? Just because your child has to listen to you, it becomes an ego conflict, and your child doesn't want to come to you because your child doesn't want to be in that position where she's always listening to the parent. Understand? Just go back and just listen to the statement again. So it becomes an ego conflict when you are kind of transacting, saying, you do not listen to me, or it's always me who's listening to you. So when you remove this kind of ego conflict, when you keep the stage open, your child will openly come to you and say, okay, this is the thing that I liked in the video. Is there any other way to just watch it, or to just know it, right? To know about it? Or is there anything that we can do to maybe create a new story out of that video? Or again, there are umpteen number of things that a child can come up with from just one character in any of these videos. And then another instance came when yes, again, the movie was, the child is being called and the child is thinking that, oh my God, I will be missing this, I will be missing this, right? That kind of, I want to watch this again, that curiosity that, okay, what will happen? I want to watch what happens. I want to watch what happens, right? And then maybe depending on the need of the situation, the child actually walked to the parent and just done whatever she or he is supposed to be doing at that point of time. But because the stage is still open for the child to share, the child also put out this request that I actually wanted to watch that movie, but I missed it. Maybe your child is angry. Maybe your child is upset. Maybe your child is stomping the feet on the floor. I missed it. You made me miss it, right? Again, we can just bring about another resource that, okay, there is a set of movies or there is a set of videos, again, whatever it is that you are that is in the scene for you, right? It is not that it does not happen that this movie or this video plays in this specific time and you have to stop all the other things and you have to watch that. But this also repeats, this also plays at various other times on various other days. So your child doesn't know this, right? When you are watching a TV, I mean, when your child is watching and when you are coming there, you have a perspective that, okay, my child can see this anytime at any day. Why doesn't she come to the meal table? But your child doesn't have that perspective. Your child thinks, okay, this will come now and I just have to watch this now. Again, if she has the curiosity to know what the ending is. Again, depending on the situation, depending on the intensity, you should be first understanding what is it that your child wants to do, right? And then yes, the second thing is, okay, this comes at various times in the day, at various days. We can just Google around and see in what channel, or maybe in the internet is present, or maybe on YouTube it's there, maybe on Prime it's there, right? Depending on what movie it is and all that stuff, safety taken care of, right, by default. Yes, but you are presenting another perspective to your child that this is not the only time that it is screened. You need not stop other activities and sit here. Again, you're not telling this in this tone that I'm telling to you, but yes, you are bringing in another resource of browsing through the internet to know when else this movie, the same movie or the same video will be screened in future. And then, okay, set your alarm or set your timetable for that day accordingly. You want to watch this movie and then do this activity at the other time, and then do this at the other time, do this at this time. Just set your timetable on that day according to what you, again, whatever you already want to be occupied with, right? This is a second, again, there is no order, first step or second step, but this is another perspective that you can bring in. The first perspective was not interested to sit through to watch the entire video, but the child is curious to know the ending or just to know the entire story. Wikipedia or any other internet, any other resource over the internet. The second perspective was, whatever you are watching, it keeps coming repeatedly. We do have access to know when it comes, at what time it comes, it plays, and on what day it plays. That is another perspective. And then again, all this doesn't happen overnight, right? All this doesn't happen overnight. You would have to stay with your child. You would have to stay with the conversation that you have with an angry, with an upset the child who is upset, or with a child who is angry, right? About she missing the video or she missing the story, whatever it is. And then you have to stay with that conversation. You have to stay with the child's feelings so much that the child is asking you or opening up what she is actually needing from that at that instance of time. Now, after again, this is say more than a couple of days, 5 days or 10 days, and then this another step or the other perspective came in after another 10 days, right? It doesn't happen overnight. You have to stay with your peaceful self first before you can set out a peaceful stage for your child to share, right? And then the next step that just sharing the real life story, the next step that the child actually did was, again, she knew, yes, she is maybe again watching some kind of story, some kind of video or movie on the TV. And then she again doesn't want to sit there at that particular point of time, because she wanted to come for she wanted to do some kind of reading at another room, another location, in another place. But this is running in her mind. Okay, what is this? What is this kind of? What is the story about? What will be the story? How will it end? And whatever questions a child has, the child is having. That's all. So yes, now she wants to be at another place, but the movie is being played at this place. So what can she do? So your conversation should be, again, your conversation, you're staying, your the kind of the amount of time that you spend with this conversation, with the feelings and emotions of a child, are very important for your child to keep bringing in new perspectives, or to keep looking at new perspectives in this domain of screen time. The next thing that the child did was, she noted down, okay, she just she knew how to read the movie name and all of that stuff. So she noted down what that movie name is. She just not noted down, she recorded it, and she just put it in her mind, and she came to the parent and said, Mama, this is a movie that's coming on TV, but I don't really want to watch it now. I want to do some kind of reading now. But can we watch it over the weekend? Yes, this is another question. And then after more than 5 days or 10 days again, there was another instance where the child again just came across another random video, another random story on the TV, wherever the video is being played. And then the child again was not very much interested to stay there for such a long time and watch it. But again, she somehow wants to know the story, right? So what has she done? And she couldn't read the name at that point of time. So again, she asked help of an adult around, asked what the movie name is. And then she said, she took help, and can we put it, or can we play it at some other point of time, at some other, maybe over the weekend, or at some other point of time. Yes, so she is pulling up resources. She's pulling up resources so that what she wants to do can be done at that point of time, right? So this kind of empowered perspective can set in, or can enter in, only after you are being with the child in the first few scenes, or in the first few interactions, which were very disturbing for you. Child doesn't come for meal time, child doesn't come for sleep time, child doesn't just move from the screen time, from the video time, whatever complaints you have. So you have to be aware of what is it that you have for your child, right? Don't look at it as a complaint, just look at it as what is it that is pulling the child to whatever is happening, and then get involved with your child. Your child will be more than willing to share what is it that is that she likes in that video, that she wants to watch it at that point of time. What is the character that she likes? Why does she like that character? Or maybe that character is into mission, helping people around, or helping the planet Earth and all of that stuff. Maybe the child fell in love with this concept, right? There are many things that strike a child's mind. You can only understand what's going on. It's not about understanding again. You can at least get into that area of what's going on in your child's mind when you first accept your child's feelings and emotions, when your child is not moving from that screen and not coming to the meal time when you called her, or not coming for the sleep time when you called her. So the next time you get into such interaction, such conflict, such experience, just see what is it that you got to connect with your child, that you got to connect to with your child, and see the solution lies in that problem itself, in that problem of screen time, in that problem of video time. The solution lies in that problem itself. Just try around and look within for the solution, and that is where you get your aha moment. Cheers. Happy parenting. Bye bye.